Welcome to A Direction Forward. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and some of you might be involved with someone. And of course, Valentine's Day is always one of those days that a lot of people get engaged. So if you're wondering, should I get married? There's like about 20 deep questions that you should ask yourself before you get engaged. The first one is, would for better or worse make me better or worse? In other words, that's one of the things that you say in your vows. So, does your partner encourage you to be your best self, or do they get intimidated by any triumphs and feel more secure when you're not putting your best foot forward? Do they make you feel secure and loved, or do they create drama or leave you sitting in a sea of uncertainty? That was the last one with me. So, happy and healthy people bring about a sense of calm and excitement into our lives, where toxic people will deplete and demoralize us. So, if your person isn't reliable and ready to go the long haul, it's best to fly solo. Second one, do we really accept one another? There's always going to be something you want to change about somebody in your life. I mean, that's just human nature. But no one should be in a situation where they feel they aren't allowed to be authentic and accepted as the special, unique person that you are. Yes, even with your flaws. So ask yourself if you truly, truly, truly accept one another for who they are, both the good and the bad traits. And there's always good and bad traits. Because if you can't see past your partner's shortcomings, it's a sign that perhaps you aren't ready to tie the knot just yet. 3, who am I? Oh my goodness, this is a good one. How can you know if your partner is a good match if you have no idea who you are? Take some time and think about the person you are and want to become. Get to know your values, your non negotiables, and your short and long term goals. It's important to get a good understanding of what you hope to experience and achieve in life and what you truly like and don't like before you bring someone else into your life. This is so important. Am I happy to be in this relationship? Oh my goodness. The idea of sharing a life together is not to find someone to complete you or to make you happy. Only you can make yourself happy and complete. But being unhappy at home can seep into other areas of your life, and it seeps really, really fast. So if you're always fighting or just generally not feeling great about your relationship, it doesn't mean you have to bail. Sometimes you can go through counseling. I did, but usually my intuition has already told me that it's not going to happen. It's not going to last. But marrying someone in the hope that it changes things oh my goodness, that's such a bad idea, because the same issues will remain even if you put a ring on it. Am I feeling trapped? Oh my goodness. Do they have you in a corner? Do you really want to be in this relationship the majority of the time, or do you find yourself wishing for a way out? Do you stay because you've invested time or money, or are you really invested in your mate? Do you like them? Or are they just good on paper or even good in bed? I mean, I that's happened too. Think hard about whether or not you have the freedom to be yourself and if you actually enjoy being with this person. If you don't, well, that's an indicator. That's your intuition that marriage isn't a great plan with this person. What am I going what am I doing to hold us back? Maybe you should be more attentive, more thoughtful, quicker to let things go, or the first to bring up going to counseling. Perhaps you're pushing them away for reasons that stem from your childhood, or your friends are doing what you always do. Whatever it is, take this as a sign to step up. Intuition, again, intuition. Is this relationship balanced? Whoa, that's a good one. Do you feel you're both on the same page in terms of compromise, care, support, effort, and sacrifice? Or is one of you doing most of the giving while the other one just sits and has their hands out? Well, a relationship, it should be 50-50 and never one-sided. So if you feel like your relationship isn't balanced, instead of asking yourself, should I get married? Consider that this is not the right partnership for you. Seriously. Number 8, can we have fun together? This one is incredibly important. Have you ever seen two people sit across from one another in silence at brunch or at dinner as though they're being forced to walk through their day together? Not fun at all. So, if you're going to spend your life with someone, you want to be sure that they are the person who will make you laugh when you're down and enjoy all life has to offer alongside you. That's a good one. 9, can we have fun apart? Spending time on your own is a big part of being in a healthy, solid relationship that will last. Unfortunately, codependency can throw a wrench right into your plans to get engaged and walk down the aisle. Think about whether or not you feel comfortable spending time apart from your boyfriend or girlfriend. If the answer is no, it's pretty self explanatory what to do next. Why am I in this relationship? Is it because you respect, love, trust, and value the person you're with? Or is it because you're afraid of being alone, worried about finances, or have built a life you're scared to leave? Ask yourself the real reason you're with this person. If it's anything then positive, sorry, but it's just not meant to be. 11, where is this going? Living in the now is great, but eventually the partnership will need a plan or someone will begin to feel anxious. That happened to me. Are you checking in with one another and aware of the other person's expectations? Be sure you're on the same page and have similar expectations. Do I really trust my partner? Oh my goodness. Here we go. For some, the immediate response to this can be devastating. If you're one of them, it's time to ask why and how you can begin to build or rebuild trust. Without trust, there's no chance, as it's one of the most essential parts of a healthy relationship. I'm going to tell you right now, I was with someone, I trusted them like like a fool. And I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But anyway, I should have asked at just out of the blue time to see their phone, to see who they were texting, who they were talking to, who they were emailing. I didn't do that. I should have also asked to see their financials, credit card statements, bank statements. Um, Not that I'm trying to be nosy, but I just wanted to know, have an idea what was going on, which I failed to do. I'm going to tell you, I failed to do that. I will never, ever, ever do that again. Okay. Come to find out, he was a liar. He was a cheater. He had no money. He was completely broke. The list just goes on and on. Anyway, we're not together anymore. So onward and upward, a direction forward, as they say. Am I with a good person? Oh, I even did a background check on this guy. Knowing what you know about your partner today, would you vouch for them if they were a friend? Are they truly a good person based on their actions and feelings, or are they someone who tends to hide their true nature? This one hid. I mean, he was like a chameleon. And I should have realized because he didn't really have any friends. I mean, there's really no friends. And I take that back. He had friends. They were all women. So that's a red flag. That's a major red flag. Am I attracted to my partner? I'm going to say you should be attracted to him when you first meet him. I mean, that's one of the reasons why you start going out with him. But physical attraction isn't hardly the most important component. But forcing yourself to be in a relationship with someone who you're not attracted to just because it's comfortable or perfect on paper, that isn't fair to anyone. You will feel resentful and they will feel rejected. It will happen. Am I a parent or a partner? Ooh, good one. Taking care of someone you love is a great thing to do, but when you feel like you're raising a boyfriend or girlfriend, things get a little complicated. You'll resent their childish ways, and that can cause a rift in the relationship. After all, who wants to sleep with their mom or their dad? Not me. Does my partner have my back? Oh, ooh, good one. Do you feel like you're a part of a loyal team that stands up for one another, supports one another, and shows a united front, even when the other one is not around? Or do you feel like you're constantly being thrown under the bus by your partner? He threw me under the bus all the time, never was on my side when it came to anything. Are we looking in the same direction? Good one. Some couples avoid having the big talk. I know I don't like to do that. religion, marriage, babies, because they think that somehow these things will just work themselves out. Trust me, they do not. By the time you realize they won't, they're in a complicated, painful situation that leaves one or both feeling a little bit duped. Me. If you want kids and your partner thinks you're both living in the now and fine with the status quo, you're both doing yourself and one another a disservice and wasting time. Talk about it. Talk about children. Talk about marriage. Talk about babies. If you're older, like I am, talk about what happens if something happens to one of them, if you become incapable of taking care of yourself, if you pass away. Talk about it. Have it. Do a prenup, especially if you owe a house or you owe some things or if you have a trust or whatever the case may be. Do a prenup. It's going to save you a lot of heartache. Are we growing together? Being a human being living on this earth, we all have a right to grow and develop, and we create full lives for ourselves. I know I had a very full life before I met the last one I was got married to. Are you and your partner still indulging in your passions, individual and shared, and growing as individuals? Unfortunately for me, mine was, going, I don't know where they were headed towards, but I was not headed in the same direction. And it just showed repeatedly with how I thought about things, how I felt about things, how I felt we should save, how I felt we should do things together. When we would go sailing together, he never, showed me how to do things. It was just like I was supposed to have my computer downloaded beforehand and be able to do anything. He wasn't really one to compliment me or to give me kudos if I did do something great and wonderful. But yet he had all these women that, he just completely, sent them kudos and how much he cared. Oh, there was one. There's not a second in the day or night that I don't think about you. Oh my God. I'm never going to forget reading that one. Am I still me? And that's what happened to me. I wasn't still me. I was like somebody, I didn't know who I was, but I wasn't still me. Before asking yourself, should I get married? It's essential to remind yourself of who you are outside of your relationship. I was an outgoing, fun dance. I went dancing. I had lots of friends. I had a full life. I traveled. Oh my goodness. Do you know the entire time that we were together, and I've traveled almost all over the world, he never asked me one question about any of the places I went to? Never. That was, again, a big red flag. Being in love with someone should not require changing your identity to fit with someone else's idea of who we should be on any level, really. What is my gut telling me? Intuition. Here we go. Intuition. Do you feel like this relationship is healthy and moving at a healthy pace in a positive direction? You have an intuition for a reason. Listen to it. So again, Valentine's Day is coming up. I wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day. And if you are going to be getting engaged, it's to the person that you want. I hope some of these questions helped and that you will, perhaps think about it, do them, make a list, check it twice. And, for any reason your intuition is telling you differently, bail. Don't go into it thinking it's going to change. Don't go into it thinking that they're the person that, they said they are and they're not. And listen to your intuition. Okay. Thanks for listening. A direction forward. If you'd like to send me an email, send it to adirectionforward@yahoo.com.